how are you? Good to see you this morning. Today we're going to talk about how to use the modal verbs. Remember in our previous class, in our previous lesson, we used can and could, remember? Can and could indicate possibilities, something that might happen, you know? Like for instance, if it's cloudy within the day, you say, oh, it could rain. Or if you use can, you say something can be done, you possibly do it. For instance, you can walk, I can walk, I can jump. Okay, remember those? Okay, now today we're going to talk about how to use modal verbs to talk about obligations and prohibitions, okay? And we're going to focus those on the like working rules. We have school rules, remember? Like for instance, you must not bring in food into the classroom. You shouldn't use obscene words. Okay, you're gonna use must and must not in order to talk about rules. We're gonna focus those on the working world. For instance, when you're hired to a certain job, there's certain rules and regulations you have to follow in order to perform your duties, okay? Like, the boss will say, or your supervisor will say, okay, you must arrive on time. You have a schedule already. You're working either morning shift or like night shift, okay? So, boss says, hey, you must arrive on time. So must is an obligation. You must be at the job if it's like from 7 to 3, you gotta be there at 7 o'clock sharp in order to punch in your card and walk to your working area, okay? Also, you must wear the complete uniform. That's also mandatory. So that's, like an obligation you have to bring. Otherwise, they won't let you in, especially if you need like a special equipment like a hat or some kind of a jumper or something, or steel toe shoes, or boots. Okay. Also, you must observe the health and safety regulations on the job. That's obligations. Now let me give you some examples about prohibitions. You mustn't smoke during working hours. You must not damage the company's property. You must not disrespect your co-workers or your supervisor. Okay, now that you have ideas how to use the modal verbs must and must not. You can also say use have to. Have to is another modal verb that you can use. You have to observe the rules. You have to do the assigned tasks. You have to keep your working area clean, and so on. So those are the examples. Now I want you to work in pairs and do a role play. One of you is the boss. The other one is the worker, the employer. The employee. I'm sorry. One is the worker. One is the boss. And you guys are gonna have what the boss will say. Okay, you must gonna play a role. You must come to work on time. But see what happens. What happens if the other person, the employees who's playing the role of employee, say, okay, what happens if I don't observe the rules? Well, you must get penalized. You must get a written report or something like that. So you're going to do a role play, work in pairs, and I'm going to be walking around to see what you guys are doing. I'm going to check here if you have any trouble. You can ask me, and right after that, I'm going to ask you you finish the role play. I'm going to ask you to gather in groups of 5, and you're going to write the rules for school rules first, and then you're going to write a set of 10 different rules in a poster to be placed on the wall for working rules, and at the end, as homework, I'm going to ask you to make some different signs using modal verbs that state the fact that they are regulations on the job, or rules in school to be observed, and different signs with images that say, for instance, you must use the proper equipment. A different poster to be placed on the wall so you can all like evaluate. Let's say the rest of the students will check your posters and find if there's anything missing as far as rules using those modal verbs. And okay, but now listen, something very important. I want you to remember, ask you to have a Gmail account so you can connect to Duolingo. Duolingo is a great application that you can use, and you're going to look at the modal verb section, and you're going to reinforce the what we just talked in class and in this particular lesson. But then you're going to have to go to also connect to YouTube and just watch and listen to different videos about modal verbs, and that'll be it. So guys, I want you to just keep on working. Dial to www.englishpage.com. You will find more information about modal verbs. And thank you very much. Have a nice day.